Hello, everyone. Captain Troy Handsome of International Rescue here. Please state the nature of your emergency. Here with Bralef and the Coffee Lich. How are you both doing today?
Doing good.
I'm good.
Ooh, good. Good is good to hear. Nice. All right, I'm excited. Reese Bees says hi.
Hi,
Harry.
Reese. Oh wow, the chat is very active already.
Yes. Let me go ahead and catch up real quick here. Congratulations to Reese Bees on being first. Congratulations to Willow Tree Necromancy on being second. Her model is based off of one of her D&D characters, I believe. I'll have to ask her again which one that she basically kind of like. Yeah, we love our D&D characters and our OCs and what they can inspire. Welcome into Stuckham also, who is an avid blesser of the players in the stream. Welcome to Ida Takimas, who we actually I streamed earlier today and I raided into them. They were playing a puzzle exploration game that takes place in I think the 18th or 19th century. I think it's the 18th century. Think of it like if Myst, or if you know what, I dare not give it an explanation to to what kind of game it's like, but yes, Botany Manor, exactly. It looked really cool because there were different new plants that broke the laws of physics, but it's a video game. We can do whatever we want in video games. And welcome into Whoop. Yes, I'm live again, this time sneaking in some D&D under the tutelage of the DM, the Coffee Lich, right here. And speaking of what we're up to today, I guess I that means I have to explain what we did last time. At this point, I feel bad asking anyway. So last time, Bralef here plays Daffodil Silly Pickles, who you can see is a ghost. And I play Dulce de Leche, also known as Dolce. And we have been traversing this dungeon, the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And we're on floor 3, and we just, rescued people out of the goodness of our hearts. Pay no attention to anyone who might tell you that we might have had to bribe people beforehand. That definitely didn't happen. That definitely happened. I bribed like the main guard something. And Bralef as Silly Pickles bribed the other guards under my suggestion.
Yeah.
Dual umbrella fighting? Yes, my character is based off of Neapolitan from Ruby, except instead of one umbrella, Dolce has 2 umbrellas. Because I love dual wielding. It comes from a long line of playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2 as my first Kingdom Hearts game, and also a little dash of Sword Art Online in there.
Man, Keyblades are just like the most impractical thing to dual wield ever.
Yes, plus the whole dual wielding actually works best with blades of different lengths, which I've tried to commission someone to ask Dolce for, to have a primary umbrella that's longer than the shorter umbrella, which is best used for disarming the opponent's blades. But unfortunately, I think that person is from the Ukraine area, and I just haven't heard anything from them. I've commissioned from them before, so I know they're good for it, but I think perhaps I may have to commission someone else for them. But yeah, I'm excited to. Right now, she's not using the umbrellas because it's a long story. She picked up like a sword that was like stuck to her hand for a long time, and now she uses this. She likes to shoot fire out of. She likes to use Firebolt, and when it does hit, because I was explaining to someone that it's missed the last few times, because I have that video queued up here in OBS that I play every time I hit someone with it, but I haven't hit anyone with it in a long time. Yes, I should have a primary umbrella and a comically small cocktail umbrella. Actually, I really like that idea. It's really cute. Just be like, you're like drinking your Mai Tai or whatever it is that people drink with cocktail umbrellas in it, and then a fight breaks out. Then I use a primary umbrella and then the cocktail umbrella. I dig it. But yeah, let me go ahead and reveal. Let me take us away from this tavern and show chat where we are right now. All right. We were able to. We're at the base of the stairs that lead upstairs, but that's it for my recap. Ooh, I'm seeing an idea here that the cocktail umbrellas could be a fun flavor text adaptation on throwing stars to throwing knives. All right. That's it. Yeah, let me see. OG Dolce. Do I have? I think I have like a longbow for ranged weapons. A hand axe, like a normal hand axe, not the crude hand axe. Okay, I like the idea. I'll have to get a some sort of cocktail umbrellas, but yeah, I feel like I could just change, flavorfully, of course, something into a cocktail umbrella. Yes, channeling Paper Star from Carmen Sandiego on Netflix, which is a good show. And I should maybe run Carmen Sandiego in D&D sometime. Is this 5th edition? This is 5th edition. While I myself am not familiar with earlier editions, I believe both Bralef and the Coffee Lich have played 3.5. What else have you all played? Like as far as D&D? Okay.
For one,
I have played 2nd edition, 3.5, and 4th edition, but in the exact opposite order that I just mentioned. I played 4th, 3.5, and then 2E, and then 5th edition. Between them, I will say that 5th edition is... I would argue that 5th edition is the best one between them.
Nice.
My little doodle is not fading out on my stream when I'm done talking.
Oh, that might be a new setting. Let me check my Fujitech settings. I know what you mean. Because what had happened was Fujitech Reactive added mute and deafen symbols, and that might have thrown some other settings off. Because if you look at your profiles, you can see that there's new, like a mute and a deafen sign at the bottom left. I can try to adjust mine to dim others non-speaking image always. I think if I do that, it might adjust it. Okay, it looks adjusted on my end, so that should have fixed it. Okay.
Yeah, and looks like that fixed that.
All right, looks good. It took me a long time to end up playing any version of D&D. Really recently been in the early stages of a campaign for 5e, though. It seems good so far. Well, I, for one, am glad that you seem to be enjoying it. I know 5th edition was my introduction to the game, and I'm happy to have found fellow players who share my enthusiasm for 5th edition, even though I'm very excited to try Critical Role's Daggerheart in the near future, which I thought was some sort of Shadowheart mod for Baldur's Gate 3. That was not the case. My DM friend who got married a few weeks ago, he was like, "Hey, Troy, have you heard of Daggerheart?" I'm like, "Well, I know of mods for Baldur's Gate 3, but I don't think I know that one." And he's like, No. It's their take on the fantasy genre. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm also seeing that Ida's first TTRPG system was Anima Beyond Fantasy, which is insane to do as a starter system. Never do it. Okay, I believe you. I'm not familiar with it, but I imagine that's the same energy as my friends my first TTRPG was Shadowrun, and I have a friend who is playing in Shadowrun games on Thursdays, but she said that they all hate Shadowrun so much that they actually run it on the Fate system instead. So it's the Shadowrun like setting, and I'm sure the classes and everything, but as far as rolling goes, I think they use Fate just because based on my faint recollection, just like the exploding dice and the critical fails and glitches and critical glitches, it felt a little bit unwieldy. And it didn't help that for my first TTRPG, my DM didn't use a map, and I was the only technomancer, and so I did a lot of stuff in whatever, like the technical, like cyberspace. I think it was hard for me to envision the whole cyberspace concept without a map. And the last thing
Yeah.
my character ever did was, he died, but I think he was stable. And I'm like, okay.
I have played one character in Shadowrun at our local anime convention. Between I believe it was 2 years over multiple technically one shots. But if you brought and played the same character, which I did, then you could at least say that like, yeah, it's just different jobs that you're going on. Last thing that my character did was get instantly atomized by a miniature nuclear explosion of sorts.
Oh. Okay. Well, that sounds kind of epic, actually.
I mean, it kind of sucked because like it almost wiped the party. Like there were basically only like 2 or 3 people that even survived that, and it basically just boiled down to, yeah, they were the right race to have high enough health to not instantly die.
I understand.
Bralef was one of the 2 survivors, which is why he was giggling
Laughing
just a
earlier.
second
Yeah, I
ago.
was wondering what that was about. Like, rest assured, dear viewer, Bralef doesn't normally giggle like that, as far as I know.
Oh,
I mean,
does.
I do, just not on stream.
Yeah,
It's kind of scary to
very
now.
it's very consistent.
I believe it.
The You
last
played a human, so you died in a nuclear explosion.
I didn't play a human. I was playing an elf.
Oh yeah,
I don't play
should've known
humans
that.
on
sounds like a
most
punishment just for picking whatever, like not picking whatever weird class I'm sure Bralef picked. Or
It was-
race.
I think I was a troll.
How dare you?
He was playing a melee-oriented troll, though very quickly discovered a much more entertaining play style that I'm sure he'd be all too happy to explain.
Yeah, I looked at my inventory and I asked the DM to clarify that I had 60 sticks of dynamite in my inventory. So I used those.
Used a lot of those.
At one
Turns out a
point,
stick of dynamite is pretty powerful.
a whole group of enemies got knocked out in like 1 5-foot space, so I threw a stick of dynamite and killed a lot of people.
Nice. We love. This is for purposes of stream, and obviously we're talking about TTRPG. We love killing people, lots of people. That has been my.
In Minecraft.
Yes, in Minecraft. Sticks of dynamite, Minecraft energy. So I'm seeing that
Exactly.
Anima Beyond Fantasy has a ton of stats and calculations. Okay, I'm kind of feeling that. Like, trying not to overwhelm my new players in 5th edition with too many stats to start. Starting as a summoner, so you have stats to attack, 3 separate stats to dodge, block, parry, various magic trees to put stats into individually. Oh god, the magic system. Boy. Various skill stats. Additional 4 class-specific stats of summon, control, bind, and banish, and if you fail any of those 4, your character basically becomes dead or an NPC. Oh. That sounds rough. That's an interesting first foray into TRPGs. Well, I hope, I guess not to plug or toot my own horn, but I hope you're enjoying 5th edition. The Coffee Lich and I regularly trade places DMing D&D 5th edition. I like to run various, inspired by the Coffee Lich, what's the word? That challenging me to, we would do like Halloween one-shots every year. I started running holiday one-shots, mostly in 5th edition, but, as you know from last year's Halloween one-shot in Honey Heist, sometimes we branch out, try other systems, because you all have some familiarity with other systems, like more Call of Cthulhu experience than I do, I think, because those were what you all were doing at that one convention. If I'm remembering.
Yeah, we played like 4 games of Call of Cthulhu at that local anime convention this past year, and then 1 game of Honey Heist.
Yes, I enjoyed the Honey Heist, like the games that we've run. I played 2/3 of a one-shot for Call of Cthulhu. I hope to finish that up in the near future, because it was supposed to be a one-shot, but I ended up stretching into 2 sessions and hasn't finished yet. So that one I hope to finish out. I want to try out Dagger Heart here on stream, Critical Role's newest TTRPG, which is based on. I found out it's like based on an inspired by two existing systems that I can't remember the names of right now. With the D12s.
Or maybe Apocalypse was probably one of them.
Yes. Powered by the Apocalypse, and then one other one. And I also want to, because I was talking with that DM friend a few weeks ago at his wedding. Candela Obscura, which is Critical Role's like paranormal investigator TTRPG, is built more with one shots in mind, because it's kind of like you get the circle, you have a case, you solve the case, and hey, maybe you go your separate ways afterwards. So it's not really long form, it's not really campaign focused, and that's where Daggerheart comes in as more traditional and akin to D&D 5th edition. So I like the idea of running Candela Obscura sometime, just as one shots, because I feel like that's the intention. Long form campaigns aren't the intention with Candela Obscura. It can be, and I appreciate the death mechanic in that game, but it makes me more inspired to run other things. Oh, and I'm seeing Blades in the Dark is the other thing that they drew inspiration from when they developed Daggerheart.
Oh, yeah, neat. Blades in the Dark, I think, was a system that Bralef expressed some interest in trying out at some point.
Nice. Okay. Well, maybe one of these days I will whip together a Daggerheart one-shot. But I gotta go over the videos and the resources that they provided on. I forget the name of the website, but there's a website that. Okay, so the way my friend explained to it was, he was like, "Oh yeah, so the website's kind of like D&D Beyond, but for Daggerheart." I'm like, "Oh, I actually don't like D&D Beyond. That doesn't really inspire confidence in me, but I will take your word for it and assume the website's good." But I'm seeing Ida also tends to build new systems and such. Yeah, I feel like it's inherent to fans of the genre, just the want to either improve on existing things or just make something that might be better in ways. Especially considering all the changes that the Coffee Lich and I have respectively made about like anything involving 5th edition.
I don't remember all the house rules that I've added. Maybe one of these days I'll actually write them down.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been a lot, but still.
Man. All right. So speaking of 5th edition, I think we're about to go down this left hallway, it seems like. I mean, not necessarily. There's that other door there that we need to explore, but I don't mind going.
So, as a little bit of a recap, so you guys, as was established earlier, you guys bribed the guards that were over here in this area, went down into this area and found out that it was something of a prison, or jail, whichever you want to go with. You fought some creatures called Grimlocks, which could see in the dark. They have blind sight, specifically. And in here, you freed two prisoners. A human, I believe he was, named Geldax Briel, and a hobgoblin, whose name I don't remember, and he is no longer on my map right now. So
yeah, we killed him.
His name is Lolash, actually. So he was a hobgoblin, and he worked for the local hobgoblin warlord. By her nature as a ghost, Silly Pickles did peek through the door in this room and saw that in here there were a whole lot of scary things. A bunch of drows, giant spiders, the troglodytes that were hanging out in here that ditched as soon as they saw you guys. At the moment, you call, and beyond that, there is this hallway. At the moment, you are not currently aware of anything down this way. Fair warning.
Okay.
And as a little bit of an extra reminder, this space was some catacombs, a bunch of like empty coffins and whatnot. Heal, you found a dead guy. Over heal, you is it up near the staircase, that is. You fought a vampire spawn, I believe it was, and
Yeah.
then when you came back on your way to the catacombs, the dead guy was gone.
Yeah, normal stuff.
Yeah. And then off in the other branching pathways over here, you found Greach the Goblin and a bunch of giant spiders.
Yeah.
Are now largely caught up on what you have found. So you
Okay.
may make your choices as to where you want to go and what you want to do next.
Well, before I ask Bralef which way he'd like Daffodil and us to go, I want to welcome back Pandy Pompoen, one of our previous D&D viewers, back when I was able to stream consistently on Wednesdays more often when we would alternate and all that jazz. Wednesdays and Fridays. So it's nice to see you again, Pandy. Welcome back. You can see things look different, but also the same. Like the setup looks pretty much the same, except I've added a banner here on the bottom right, so you can see like it's blatantly stolen from the cover of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah. Pandy was, for those of you who might not know, Pandy was part of that back in the day. This was even pre-affiliate, actually. Just starting off here on Twitch.tv, and I think that was when the Coffee Lich and I would alternate, maybe Wednesdays and Fridays. I don't remember.
Back when we first started playing, it was consistently I DM'd on Wednesdays and then you DM'd on Fridays, and then since then we've dropped it down to we play and stream on Wednesdays and then we alternate who plays and who DMs each week.
Yes.
Which is frankly a system that I think that I've grown to enjoy more.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Happy to hear that.
It gives me a day off from work that I don't also have like
something responsible.
Big social engagements pre-planned.
Okay, that's good to hear. I kind of felt bad about dropping it down, but it is kind of nice to be able to breathe and not have, because I used to have like 4 or 5 sessions a week, and now it's more like 4 or 5 a month, and that includes the sessions with you.
I have no idea how you handled that.
I was very burned out. I'm feeling a lot better now, but I definitely don't do that much D&D as I used to. Also, Pandy's asking, is Spider Daddy still around? And yes, loving the new look. Thank you.
Spider Daddy is still around.
Yeah.
I do have plans for some place to put him in on this floor. Real talk, I have been trying to reevaluate how I handle merchants in my games. A lot of the time it ends up basically boiling down to fuck it, throw in some health potions and Google a list of like level appropriate magic items that are like they're all like important enough to be useful and minor enough to justify being in a store instead of loot. But I want to rethink that a little bit more, so not sure when I'm gonna put Spider Daddy in next, but
yeah,
I might have his inventory might be different next time you see him, basically.
Okay. Yes, I'm happy that Spider Daddy is still around, because despite my fear of spiders, I do love me some daddy. So I do like him as an NPC, but also I like your NPCs in general, especially the merchants. They seem to be pretty iconic. Like even the one that you had repurposed from Ghost of Saltmarsh and like enhanced. That's an iconic NPC in my mind.
Oh, Tammy. I liked him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites of your NPCs.
Thank you.
But yeah, Spider Daddy, haven't found him on this floor yet. Also, welcome in, Harley. Well, glad your date went well, I think. Hold on. I hope your date went well. Okay, glad your date went well. Here we are doing some D&D. Glad you're here, able to make it, especially because of your 20 stream streak. That's insane in a good way. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the support. Which means that Harley was also able to catch our last D&D stream, if I'm remembering correctly. If I'm doing the math right, based on the streams I've had since we last did episode 25 of Dungeon of the Rad Rage. Yes, there's a confirmation. Yes, I was. Nice. No, I'm pretty sure. There's no way I streamed like 19 times since then. I'm looking at the last date of our last session and it says here March 20th, according to my notes. Okay. But back to business. I was thinking we could go left, unless you want to, based on what...
Did you say west?
Yes. I hesitate to say that around you, but yes. Can you tell chat what the mnemonic is to remember north, south, east, west?
Yeah, in at least one of the maps we played in, east was like the top-facing direction. So the mnemonic I came up with was "Eat shredded wheat never."
Eat shredded...
But no, I just genuinely didn't hear if you said west or not. So yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go west.
Okay. So you guys are heading down this way?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me zoom in a little bit.
Ooh. Interesting choice.
Wait, is that not the... Okay. It's always scary when the DM says things like, ooh, interesting choice. It definitely inspires confidence.
Go back to the area that we cleared out last week.
I am fine with you going in any particular direction. Don't you worry.
All right, let me...
And they're all... I was explaining this part to Bralef earlier. This floor, in terms of like how the sections are like written out, walks kind of like it goes in a spiral. This path that you guys are going down is the tail end of that, so I am less well read on this section just because of the fact that it comes way later in the chapter than the other section. But I put something fun. I put something fun on this side that I am excited for you guys to find. Anxious too, but yeah.
Yay!
I love stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Every single time we play, every single time we play the game, I have to relearn all the weird ass UI that Roll20 has because I have fewer games logged in it with the current UI set versus the UI before they changed to this, where I was like, we had been playing for like a year. I DM'd a full campaign of Saltmarsh with that old UI, so I knew how it worked, I knew where everything was, and then they changed it, and I'm like, I've only DM'd like, I don't know, 10 times since they changed it. I'm like, I don't know where anything is. I never know where anything is anymore.
Yeah, I just came from an Owlbear session earlier, and on Owlbear, the dice are on the left side, but the ruler's on the right side. And so I was like looking all over the left side for my tools, and I'm like, oh, it's over here on the right. Like,
it'd be miserable.
I'm like sitting here looking for them. I'm like, where are they?
Sorry, a friend is hitting me up trying to get me to play video games with him. I'm like, I'm running D&D. Your timing sucks. Like, I'm not even playing it. I'm running it. I'm the boss this time. The manager, the shift lead. Not responsibilities. So, you enter into what initially looks to be a natural cave, but as you continue roaming around and settling into your surroundings, it seems more and more to be a abandoned, failed city of sorts. Maybe just a town. But what initially looked to be just stone outcroppings fairly rapidly reveal themselves to be the walls of buildings. With crudely carved wooden doors that
Oh, this is weird.
you initially might have believed to be supports in a mine.
Wow, this is the most. How do I phrase this? This is quite an exciting area of the map compared to, I guess, at least the rest of the map on this floor. This looks like a closet over here. Very curious to see what's in here.
Yeah.
Well,
Trying to fill out our mental map so we know where to check first.
sure, I'll follow you around.
Yeah.
How big is this map? Oh dear viewer. I feel like I'm not qualified to answer that question. You want me to zoom out? I'm gonna
You
zoom
can
out.
zoom
I'm gonna
out.
zoom out. So, as context, this is the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is known for its enormous map sizes.
Yeah, I want to say that they have. I want to say that they've explored about 3% of the map. This
Yeah.
one, so the last two floors have actually been a bit more spread out. There were much denser sections of this map. So like there's a lot more crammed into less space.
Considering it says episode 26 and only floor 3, I assume it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dungeon of the Mad Mage spans 23 separate floors. Fair warning if we haven't mentioned it on the stream. We are not doing all 23. What we are doing of this dungeon is it's going to be a fair bit more limited. It's bad enough when I thought that this dungeon was like 15 floors because you're supposed to start at level 5 and it's supposed to take you to level 20, and I was like, oh yeah, so it's like one floor per level. That makes sense. No, there were 23 bloody floors. Insane.
No worries, we're not doing 22 of the 23 floors. Bit of spoilers, it's not gonna be that many floors.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not. These characters aren't going away anytime soon.
Hey.
22 for fish.
Oh, it was for fishing. I thought Reese was saying when we're like, we aren't running 23 floors. I thought Reese was using, because typically when my chat uses the Troy cry emoji, it's to convince me to do something, which was not the original intention of that emoji. The original intention of that emoji was like, oh, something sad happened. See, look at this. But do all 23 floors, please? See, oh my gosh. Anyway.
Tell you what, Reese, I'm willing to do all 23 floors, but you have to DM them, and I get to be title. I don't want to run 23 floors of this.
Oh, Lord. No.
I am.
Hey, if we really want to complete it fast, I can just phase through all the floors of every floor and just go all the way down to the bottom, and then what's his name can just have a heart attack upon seeing a ghost and die.
Yes, the dude personally responsible for like the fucking creation of the world's biggest, awfulest mega dungeon sees like the most cartoonishly non-threatening ghost.
I'm really scary.
And then just like immediately keels over.
Do you want to move on? Do you want to move on to the next game or not?
Yes,
Alright, we open this closet.
I'm game to open
gotta
that
open this
closet. Yeah, based on what
Okay.
I know about Reese's DMing style, which is more narrative based, this is not the. This
Oh
is
yeah, Reese, you'd hate this.
this is not
I'm not.
the campaign for you.
Yeah, like one of the biggest reasons why we're not going to be doing the full 23 floors is I am also a very narrative oriented DM, and the lack of narration and the lack of like story crap happening in this game like fucking killed it for me very quickly. I'm it's getting easier as the dungeon goes on,
Well,
but
that's good at least.
only so much.
It's okay. I
Only
can
so much.
speedrun. Oh, this dungeon feels anti speedrun. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but
It's definitely easier to speedrun the more powerful and higher level you are. There's just so many fights. There was just a lot of fights.
Spooky's jump scare mansion. Yeah, I'd like to request Freddy Fazbear as one of the mini bosses on this floor.
Fighting Nightmare Freddy, actually.
Oh.
I can't see Freddy Fazbear being that threatening, but Nightmare Freddy is at least like CR5.
Which one is? Because I see Lethal Company mods that have one of the Freddys in there, replacing the Bracken, and I just don't know if that's which Freddy is that. I know of two Freddys, Freddy Fazbear and Golden Freddy. Now you're telling me there's Nightmare Freddy?
Nightmare Freddy.
Oh my gosh, I can't keep all the Freddys straight. Oh, Spooky's.
Don't worry.
Is
Like
a
I'll take care of the deep Freddy Fazbear's lore for the group. Don't you worry.
Okay, cool. That's why you're here, for the deep Freddy Fazbear lore.
Yeah, it was my hyperfixation for a little while. So you open this closet door, and you do not. It doesn't seem to really be much of anything. There's a thick layer of dust around everything. Though there are a couple spots where the dust is not clear, but is thinner, as though there was a thick layer of dust and something disturbed it a good while back. Specifically, there are a couple sets of what look to have once been footprints, where a couple people were walking around in the room, and a section on the floor with a rectangle that is less caked in dust. As if something was placed on the floor for a long period of time and was moved a long time ago.
Oh, I thought it was like the trapdoor from last week's Curse of Strahd, where it's like clearly a trapdoor because like the dust that's around and like the footprints leading to it that somehow disappear. Okay, I see.
Gotcha. No, not this time.
How about this closet?
Wait! Before you open that closet, I want to investigate the room.
There is unfortunately not really much of anything to investigate. If there were any hidden alcoves or traps or secret pockets of treasure or interesting anything, it seems to have crumbled and eroded away. Once upon a time, it looked like this might have been something of a room carved out of the rock that makes up the mountain. Over time, it looks like that has worn away from water, weathering, time itself, bumbling away at the stone.
Okay, well, we can move on to that other closet then.
It is largely the same story in here, though there doesn't seem to be any anything giving the floor respite of the from the dust in any given spot.
I investigate the room. Unless on
This room
investigate.
looks to be less damaged and eroded than the previous one. But beyond that, you're not really able to gain much information from this one. Less damaged and eroded. Big mood. Me after self-help, after a mental health day.
That's really real. That kind of hurts me right here.
Die.
No, it's okay. It was good. Very quotable.
Alright, you guys gonna check out this one?
I believe so.
This door opens into a space much larger than the previous ones. The area has an actually fairly thin layer of dust. Seems that it was much more recently inhabited. But the dust seems to be more evenly distributed. No one seems to have disturbed it in quite some time. As you continue in, you notice several things that were not in the previous rooms. Notably, along the wall here, there is what appears to be somewhere between a large cage and a small jail cell with thick iron bars with little space in between them. There is also in the room a wooden table, a chair at the table knocked over, a lantern with what appears a lantern that appears to be completely empty of a fuel source, and an inkwell and a quill, though the ink in the well seems to have gone dry. And strewn throughout the room, there are four pieces of paper in a couple different spots. With one of them with small splotches of what appear to be dried blood sitting on the note on the table.
Flavor.
Do any of the pieces of paper have any writing on them?
All of them.
Ooh.
And they also seem to have dates on them.
Delicious dates. I know what you mean. What dates are on here?
Less
So
that they
what's
have
today's date?
less that they have dates, more that they it seems to be counting up in terms of days from a undetermined start. A clear indication of order as one of the pages starts with the words day 1. You can easily read through them in order.
Okay. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm game to read.
So, the first note reads, Day 1, we have successfully captured a mimic in a genius containment spell of my own design, allowing air in and out, and small objects to go through for feeding. The tests will begin immediately.
Day 2, we lost a mimic. I mean, when you start off day 1 with "we have captured a mimic," test will begin immediately. When you start off anything with day 1, test will begin immediately, you know. Especially with the notes seen here and the condition they are here. Oh, test began all right. Nice.
For a while, I was thinking about finding like an old weathered parchment image and then like typing this up on that in like, I don't know, fancy writing or whatnot, and eventually realized it's like, you know what, I'm preventing myself from getting started on this by like making it into a big old project, so just gonna be basic notes. Fine. Day 3, this paper seems to be breathing house tramp blood. Incredible.
I can't with this other joke. School has begun. Day 1. Testing begins immediately. I just.
God. Spider-Man. That's American education system. SATs, first day of kindergarten. Me looking up dust explosion right now.
Oh yeah, because Ida was talking earlier about I'm now concerned at the potential of a dust explosion because they can happen a lot in caves, and I'm like, hello? And like I've never heard of a dust explosion before, so I looked it up, and I'm just like, oh, combustible dust builds up in the air and combusts rapidly, causing a strong pressure wave to form. A rapid combustion of fine particles suspended in the air within an enclosed location. I'm just like,
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like new wizard spell dust explosion.
Oh, true, actually. Oh, I should make that a spell. It's also now my excuse as a DM if my players are, I didn't see any traps. I'm like, have you heard of a dust explosion? You can't detect that. Fire in caves, not near the entrance. I see.
List of unethical wizard spells. I cast asthma attack.
What's that Tumblr post that's like banned wizard spells? And there's like 4 of them. But they're like
pull brain hemorrhage.
Wizard spells are fun. I say having not technically played a wizard yet.
I can't brain hemorrhage. I've always liked the inventive, unethical, and strictly against the rules interpretations of a lot of spells that are just like, it says that I heat a space that I can see. Well, the inside of a human body is a space.
Yes.
Like, yes, it is. Not a space that you can see. Rules as written, you can't do this.
It's like
but I enjoy the hustle though.
It's like all the edgy Avatar: The Last Airbender fans, which for the record is in my top 2 favorite shows, but they'll be like, oh, can I bloodbend this? Can I metal bend that? With this spell. It's like, no.
Would you like to read the next note?
Yes, let's read the next note also, so I can cleanse my eyes of power word defecate here as I try to pull up the Tumblr banned wizard spells.
Man, I really need to proofread my stuff more.
Okay. As you pull up Lab Notes Day 2, I feel okay posting this image in my chat just because we have the warning on for sexual content now that I pulled up the Wizard Council 2021 banned spell list. Because the specific one I was thinking has Unending Penis Barrage, Summon Ketamine Ape, Greater Baja Blast,
Fatal bomb blast.
Transmute Idaho, and homoerotic vortex.
I like that. Fatal bomb blast. I love that. Okay. The next note in order says, Day 23. The creature has stopped screaming. My dim-witted assistant thinks that the creature has learned that screaming doesn't help. Such a creature is incapable of thought on that level. Clearly, this is a display of a mimic's incredible capacity for adaptation to pain. The tests will intensify to test these new limits starting tomorrow.
It's always good when you start a sentence off with the creature has stopped screaming. Not to say say less of what the second sentence is. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's keep reading.
Oh, welcome in, Stag. Stag has been faithfully watching every episode available for Dungeon of the Rad Rage, and is happy to be back for another live viewing.
Welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back indeed. Right in time for me to post that the Tumblr banned spell list. Because Lost is also a fellow DM, one I'm hoping to play with in the future, and comes back with to hear us talking about unending penis barrage, and I'm just like, oh, we could still play together sometime, right? Pay no attention to the tomfoolery that is occurring on your phone. Yes, please, it'd be fun to play. Okay, cool. We're good. Whew.
The next note reads, Day 86. The creature was in the form of a treasure chest when I entered the lab today. Perhaps it was attempting to assert control in the situation by assuming a familiar form. I will have to note any future forms it takes. Really gotta fucking proofread my stuff. Oh my god, so many typos.
Wait, speaking of, this definitely has nothing to do with this. How far are you in Dungeon Meshi? You're fully caught up, right?
Who, me?
Yes.
I think I'm on episode 14 out of 12, according to Netflix. I intended to finish it today, because Netflix says that there's only 12 episodes. So I attempted to finish that because I was pretty close. And then I finished episode 12, and then it was like, hey, do you want to watch episode 13? I was like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, okay, well, I guess there's 13 now. So I watched episode 13, and it's like, hey, do you want to watch episode 14? And I was like, you know what? I don't, actually. I signed on to watch through episode 12. I have actually no idea how many episodes there are now. Oh. Netflix said there were only 12.
Yeah. So Netflix pisses me off because Netflix will say there's a new episode, but that's earlier in the week, and what happens is, episode will actually premiere on Thursday, because they premiere Thursdays. There's going to be a lot of episodes. It's more than just like 12, 13, or 14. I don't want to say the specific number in case you care about pacing. But yeah, so Netflix will be like, oh yeah, episode 14 is right here. I'm like, and I look, it's like, available on Thursday. I'm like, well, why did you tell me there's a new episode then? But yeah, I am enjoying Dungeon Meshi a lot. You know, I've been seeing all the same spoilery fan art on Tumblr that you have been. I'm actually in the works for a Dungeon Meshi one-shot that I hope to be doing in the near future.
What are you talking about? That's just the exact game we're currently playing.
True, yes. I remember what you said in our Discord server about the premise of delving into the deeper floors of the dungeon and a single...
But also literally, like, the dude personally responsible for creating the dungeon is literally called the Mad Mage.
Yeah.
the actual name for the creator of the dungeon in that show.
Nice. I definitely
like,
yeah. I was just gonna say I infinitely trust the mangaka for Dungeon Meshi over the creators of anything in D&D prior to 5th edition, since a lot of the content that we run is like, even though they update things like Tales from the Yawning Portal for the new age, they definitely still feel aged. I like to tell people a lot about how, when we ran that, we realized, wait a minute, all of the denizens here, none of them speak Common or Dwarvish or Elvish or any of the traditional languages you get from a common adventuring party. They only speak Undercommon. You're not meant to communicate with these people. You're just meant to kill them. And it's just fucked up.
Also, like, even the people that you were expected to communicate, like, that you were expected to have some ability to communicate with, they still only spoke Dwarven because the game was, like, the adventure was written with the, like, assumption that, well, someone in the party is gonna be playing a dwarf. Like, it's just inevitable. And then it's just like, we went in and it's like, no one's playing a dwarf. What the hell was our party at that point? We had a human, a skeleton, and a goblin. It's just like, two of these things are just not even playable by D&D rules, especially at the time that the adventure was originally written.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of non-traditional races. I say playing the only traditional race here in the party, being a variant human. I'm like, yeah, I love playing non-traditional races. Looks over at Bralef playing an actual ghost. But yeah, Lost, thank you for the recommendation. I will definitely check out the lore book for Dungeon Meshi, because if it's a campaign setting guide, I definitely should be looking at it if I'm going to be running, because my session 0 is coming up for the Dungeon Meshi D&D one-shot. So I'm like, oh, clearly I'm woefully unprepared now. Variant human, though, delicious feats. That's why I always pick variant human. I love me some feats.
Someone clip that.
No, I meant like feats FEATS. No one hit Alt plus X to clip automatically or anything like that. You definitely don't want to do that. I meant I like variant human so I could get, like Magic Initiate, which is outclassed these days by something like Strixhaven Initiate. Or anything else that gives you a spell that you can actually use your spell slots with that I can't think of right now. Yeah, no clipping.
All right. So the final note that was left on the table next to the lantern and the dried inkwell reads, Day 104. I entered the lab to find the containment field shut down and my assistant laying in a pool of his own blood with no sign of the creature. With his final words, he told me that the creature had taken on my appearance in the containment field and ordered him to open it. A preposterous claim, but even my assistant is, or wasn't, dim-witted enough to open the field otherwise. This will be my final log until I find a new and the ink trail runs off with a quick line. Droplets of blood speckle the page.
No.
Good for it.
This will be my final log until I can find a new spell. It's just like I sure am glad I'm retiring tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. Except much less ethical.
But there's otherwise no sign of like any corpses or whatever, because it's presumably been a while, right?
Correct. So, beyond that, there does not appear to be anything of note or worth in the room.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense that the inkwell will be empty then. All right. What should I still give it a cursory investigatory glance still, despite what you say about there not being anything much worth in the room, or is that basically saying not even much to investigate?
The lab, this room seemingly being the lab referred to in the notes, seems to have been fairly sparsely stocked. It doesn't appear that whatever tools this scientist, though I'm loath to use the word, used for his craft, it seems like he might have brought them in on a day-to-day basis, or maybe they've been looted by previous adventurers. So this room right here is the fun thing that I added.
Yeah, it seemed like something you would do.
It is. So this is actually the thing that I wrote to introduce what is hopefully going to be my first official homebrew. I've come up with lore and stats and abilities and whatnot for a playable mimic.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know why, but I foolishly did not actually add the rules into
Roll20.
into the game, but I can fix that pretty quickly.
Okay.
But the idea is a pretty simple. You're playing as a humanoid mimic who has, for whatever reason, learned how to take on humanoid appearances and also mimic humanoid speech.
Oh, well, that sounds like it go multiple ways.
Cool.
Yeah, it could go in a good way. It could go in a bad way. It could go in the. Have you all seen the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie?
No.
Okay. Well, let's just say there's a Ditto in that movie. I hesitate to say this with so many guests around, but man, she fine. I am legally required to say.
I see.
Also, Reese is asking if we're gonna cook the mimics in honor of Dungeon Meshi. Feels like a valid question.
I don't think you would want to in this game.
Oh yes. See, now that I know about this description, I don't want to cook the mimics. I want to romance the mimics. Oh yeah, that will end well.
Brilliant.
Like I'm ignoring the stuff where it's like blood-stained lab notes. The fact that these scientists are probably dead is like blatantly stuff that's gonna get me killed, and I'm just like, woo, can I hit that or something? And I'm gonna die. Dolce's gonna die.
Again. I'm posting the rules
Ooh,
for you
okay.
guys. It's a long one. I named the playable race Mimikin.
Oh, I like it.
Like mimic and ken. Whoa.
Nah, it works for me. Sometimes simple is good. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated.
Yeah. Man, I came up with a Mimikin like fucking months ago. Yeah, I know that Bralef in particular is more up on the rules and the balance of the game than I am, so I was hoping that you guys could read through the rules as I have them and offer any criticisms or critiques, and then I'm gonna try to figure out how to publish this as a homebrew on like DM's Guild.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
So hopefully people could make use of it later on down the road.
Okay, yeah, I definitely like to look over these rules that you've just sent to us. Also, welcome in, CEZ. Thank you for stopping by. Good luck with work.
Mimic hears you talking about enjoying a large chest turns into a big wooden box.
I'm like, that's not what I. Sure. It's like, oh, that's not what I meant when I said I like cans. I meant like I like soda cans, I guess. Or the other way around.
I assume that Silly Pickles wants to check out this one.
Yeah.
This room is similar to many others in a state of clear disrepair, though this one seems to have what looked to be the skeletal legs of either a former resident or former adventurer sticking out from underneath the rubble here. That person looks to have been gotten caught unawares.
Sleeping on the job.
Going to cave in.
Are they a skeleton?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, it's the skeletal legs. That's all that's poking out. Everything else is under rubble.
Do you want me to try to move the rubble or something? I'm sure not.
Wonder what happens if I try to possess this thing. I'm gonna try and possess the crushed skeleton.
Okay. Well, you can't really move anything other than the legs.
It just starts kicking its legs.
The skeleton kicks its legs.
Oh god. Yeah, he's taking the old dirt nap down there. If I were still a DM, I would have removed. I'm sorry, I am a DM. I used to grant inspiration for really good puns. That is one that would want me to take away inspiration from a player.
And after about a minute of kicking his leg, Silly Pickles will depossess the skeleton. Yeah, I couldn't really do anything. But that was a new experience.
Oh, being crushed? Oh, God, wish that were me.
Silly Pickles doesn't comment on that.
That is the correct answer to whenever Dolce has inherited some of my thirst not to comment on it. Well, stop.
Speed pedal, get out of here. Get a leg up on the mimic.
I'm still recovering from. So earlier, Lost said something dentata, something blender, something good luck, and I'm like, that word sounds so familiar. And I googled dentata. I am imploring you, chat, do not. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. Think of it like pretend there are teeth in places that you wouldn't traditionally find teeth. And I, as a dude, perhaps would really like to know beforehand before I participate in a certain activity of a recreational nature so as not to insert things where they shouldn't belong. Yes, that was. I'm still recovering from that. Teeth down there. No, thank you. Wait, unless anyway, we're gonna ignore this. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Enough talk of dentata.
As you continue to explore around the area, you're finding still more rubble all throughout the area.
Man, this place looks like a mess.
Find a couple more doorways. Leading
So open
into
this one.
Yes, that one
structures.
seems best. The smaller the room, the better.
This one does appear to have once been potentially someone's home. You find some evidence of a formal, small kitchen area with some cutlery as well. At first, it seems like it might be just tarnished silverware, but upon closer examination, it appears to be much more, much less precious metals. maybe pewter, for example.
Ooh. Worth something.
Possibly.
Well, I guess we will step in.
Mm-hmm.
I will step in. I would like to
Okay.
investigate the room.
This room does appear to have some form of life, namely in the form of a couple small spiders in the corner. You don't notice too much else, though hidden amongst, hidden away in what appears to be a simple cupboard, though most of it seems to have fallen into disrepair in the kitchen area, you do find a fairly fancy mug, or stein, maybe even, which appears to be made out of copper. And has a crude design that appears to be a dragon. Potentially, it was someone's first attempt at making a more decorative drinking element.
Ooh. If it does look trapped, I want to take it. And then on our next, what is it? Is it short rest or long rest? On the next rest, I can identify it. I'm very interested in doing so.
It does not immediately appear to be trapped, though it does seem to have, it does seem to be kind of buried under cobwebs.
Oh, okay. Let me. I was about to brush the cobwebs away with something. Let me see what cantrips I have. I would. Gosh, this is not going to end well. How small is this room? I'm going to zoom out a little bit just because. I would like to set fire to the cobwebs with firebolts.
Well, you're free to do so.
Okay.
That hits.
Yes, indeed.
Wait, does
That
it?
hits.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you roll to hit it. So the firebolt does hit the mug. You burn away the cobwebs pretty quickly. The mug also kind of like gets knocked back and recoils off of rebounds off of the back wall. Lands at your feet, and a dazed and confused spider stumbles out of the top of the mug. It seems to be swaying as it walks.
Oh. Cute. Does it look like it's a traditional spider, or does it look like it's an NPC that's interactable?
It looks like it looks like it's a spider made for a joke.
Oh, okay, cool. I will take the mug and add it to my collection.
Genuinely thought you were about to say that you take the spider.
Nah, I'm not.
Possess the spider.
I'm into few spiders.
You're able to possess the spider if you so choose.
I have not
Nah,
played.
I'll leave it alone.
I've not played Prey. I don't know how the mimics work in that game.
Need to play Prey. It's been on the dock for years.
I explored the dungeon of the
played
Mad
it.
Mage, and all I got was this stupid mug.
And I technically got to an ending, though it was more of a joke game over ending than a real ending.
Oh,
I got to an ending.
That's what I hear
I
about
always love those. Neo is great. There were so many joke game over endings in Neo. Specifically Neo Automata. I guess I can't really speak to any of the.
Oh, it's okay. That was the one I was referencing. I just didn't get to finish.
That's what everyone
saying.
means.
Normally, I like to specify, but I didn't want to interrupt just in case.
Yeah. Everyone's played Neo Automata, but almost no one has just played Neo. though.
I've yet to
But-
play my copy of Nier Automata, but I look forward to playing it.
You should if you've got a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not actually that long. The only issue is that it's
Doing
like
the other endings.
you get
Yeah.
like they've got the whole joke premise of like there was 26 endings, but there were like 3 actual endings, and everything else is just look at this funny game over. But like
Yeah.
it's still fun to get a lot of the funny game over.
Even the Silent Hills games have the dog ending. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know about the first playthrough and the second playthrough. And that's pretty much it. The only other game I'm familiar with that has a similar number of endings would be Final Fantasy 13-2, which has a bunch of like endings that aren't the correct ending. Kind of like a Chrono Trigger if you fight Lavos earlier than you're supposed to.
Mhm.
Love 13? Yeah, 13 was one of my... I almost titled this stream something about Final Fantasy 13 Hallway Simulator, but it felt kind of mean to say that. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to make it about the Monty Hall. Did I say that right? The Monty Hall? What's the name of the guy who opens the door? And if there's...
Yeah, it's Monty Hall.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Because there's a lot of doors we're opening. And hey, just like here. Also, Ida mentioned something about, I wonder why I've never seen someone make a mimic out of like a breastplate or other armor pieces that the players tend to not question. And it reminds me of, hearing about this mimic and stuff reminds me of that video. I think, was it that you sent? Or that, who sent that mimic video with like the mimic armor and the mimic shield?
I want to say that was you.
Yeah, it might have been me. Kind of curious. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to look it up really. Because that's what I thought when you mentioned like the mimic can take any form, even humanoid. I'm like, oh, that reminds me of a video. It was me. One of my former players sent me this and it reminded me of Bralef, is what I said back in March 18th.
There's a non-zero chance that that was the video that made me finally get around to adding in the mimic and stuff in here.
Yeah, let me show. I should check the thumbnail at least.
I'll open this door next.
This room appears to have once been what might have been a sort of communal eating area. There seems to be the remnants of long decayed long tables.
Yes, Ida, exactly. The Monty Hall problem. The probability, because we opened so many doors.
Anything else in here upon further inspection?
Does not appear to be anything else in here. Couple scraps of cloth from an old dusty tapestry, but nothing substantial enough to make out what the image used to be.
I can't possess these. I'm going somewhere else. Almost done. I'll try.
Based off of the furnishings you're able to see in this room, it looks like this room might have once been something of a communal daycare, as there are what look to be the remains of old children's toys.
Thought you were going to say the remains of children.
Ah, yes, classic D&D.
Considered, but I decided not to.
Remains of children's toys, you said?
Uh-huh.
See, now I'm imagining it's just toys that are the remains of children. Or toys of the remains of children. You know, you have like a comical bone there, a chunk of skin over there.
It's just all made out of rubble. It's big enough so that a small child can't fit it into their mouth. Small enough so that they can still handle it.
Yeah,
Good to know.
just put some marionette strings on them. They're good to go. Yeah, fun for all ages.
Is this just a wall?
No.
Okay. Well, one more door then.
Ooh, a hole.
It does appear that these sections down here used to potentially be passageways or hallways through the caves and this potential settlement, but that they have all collapsed.
Right, I will join
This
you. Up there.
last room appears to have potentially been something of a town hall once upon a time, or some other form of just large, important communal building. The rubble in the back of the room has fallen in such a way that implies that the room used to be much larger.
Mm.
This room has no furnishings remaining. However, along the walls here do seem to be benches carved into the stonework itself to allow for multiple people to be seated, potentially waiting for something.
Well, those can't deteriorate.
Not as quickly, anyway.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll join in the room.
We're able to see, similar to this room up here, though there is a thick layer of dust, you are able to see that there are thinner sections of dust where it looks as if a couple people had been wandering around looking for something. Possibly the scientist and his assistant looking for a specimen. So it seems that you are turning up nothing interesting from your search. Most likely similar to how they found. Most likely similar to them.
Would you like me to? I don't think it's gonna work in this room, but hey, I've got the wand of what is it called? The tech secret
Secrets?
room. The wand of secrets. Thank you. If you would like, I can pop a use of it.
Oh yeah, sure. Don't we have two of them?
Yes, we do have two of them.
Yeah, might as well. You could even stand in such a way that it would cover this room as well.
Sure. Can you point me to the correct place?
Let's see. Yeah, standing here would probably
Do you want me to stand here?
something like that.
Okay. I will raise my wand of secrets up high and say, "Secret tunnel," and activate the wand of secrets.
The Wand of Secrets does not understand your anime reference, but it does activate nonetheless. It points in. Where's the one I'm looking for? Let's go with that. It points in this direction.
Ooh.
All right.
Though the nature of the room does suggest that whatever secret door was once there might have been crushed underneath the rubble.
Yeah.
When the whole space collapsed.
Interesting.
Perhaps a secret escape path, or whatever public official might have made use of this space.
Silly Pickles will just float a few feet in to see if there's anything behind it, and if she doesn't see anything, she'll come back out.
You do not see anything. save for the fumbled in remains of what appear to be a very what I'm looking for. Undecorated, simplistic hallway with space for 1 or 2 people. Though
Yeah,
it is largely also collapsed in.
yeah, it might have been some sort of escape tunnel or something.
I assume that the collapsed nature doesn't look like it would lend itself to me being able to dig through with a pickaxe.
That is correct.
Okay. Considering the amount of cave-ins on this early floor, I'm concerned that either something is manually causing the cave-ins or this community was just really terrible at grasping the concept of building supports. I think on the last floor it was mining that a lot of the tunnels were up to. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Here, clearly, it's definitely a little bit more ominous what might have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, not a waste of a wand of secrets, that's for sure. Just is a shame we can't get through, but maybe something around the corner. I don't know, might shed some light on more things. Is there anything else in this room worth investigating?
Is there anything in the room you're currently in?
Yes.
It does not appear that there was anything else in here. The space either didn't have much in the way of decoration, or the space either didn't have much in the way of decoration or anything decorative or potentially valuable might have been picked clean by past adventurers.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll step out. We tried. It's more, this area is... It's all about the treasure is the environmental storytelling we get along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Secret rebel. Secret rebel.
Gotta refresh my page.
Secret rebel. Nice. I still can't get over this comment from earlier about the children's remains toys. Fun for the whole, now slightly smaller family. Messed up.
Yeah, we're gonna come back in.
All right, so welcome back.
Well, we've explored this very tiny, very old town, so let's keep moving on, I suppose.
Well, the space before you is clearly dotted with rubble. The hallway does seem to still be traversable. As you make your way down, you can start to hear a couple different sounds.
Ooh.
Off to the right or the east or whatever the fuck this is, you can hear the sounds of what appear to be various animals snoring. And down here, you can hear what seems to be the chittering of insects.
I don't like the sound of that.
I wouldn't either.
Did you say down was the insects?
Yes.
Well, what do you prefer, Dolce?
He will point towards the east.
Okay.
Watch that be the incorrect answer. But she will sneak along because it seems like it's best to be quiet in this direction. Oh no.
As you enter this chamber, you see a very large monstrosity in the corner, sleeping on a truly staggering pile of coins.
Ooh.
The creature appears to have the body of a lion, as well as the head of a lion, and also a goat, I think.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's a lion.
I thought that's where the joke
Yeah.
was going to.
As the body and head of a lion, as well as the head of a goat and a red dragon, and the tail and wings of a dragon as well. The creature appears to be sleeping, though as you approach, the goat head does poke up and look at you warily.
Shit. I was hoping we could sneak away. I would like to still try to sneak away, probably, unless you wanted to fight this thing. I'm like, most of the heads haven't hurt us yet. And it looks
I
like...
know, I kind of do.
You kind of want to fight it? Oh, well.
Or at least I kind of want to.
Okay, yeah. I'll defer
I haven't
to
fought
you.
a chimera before. But, yeah, I don't know.
Weren't there like
Um,
3 of them that we avoided fighting in Ghost of Saltmarsh?
I think those are manticores.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I mixed up the... That is my bad.
This is probably a higher CR than those were.
Well, I will defer to you. Also, I will
So
wish Stag a good night. Good night. Stag hopes to
Alright.
catch the rest of the VOD, of course, being an avid viewer of Dungeon of the Rad Rage.
Hi, Stag.
So it's a chimera sleeping on a pile of coins and treasure and whatnot.
Mhm.
Is there anything else in the room?
Nope. The rest of the room appears to be a fairly natural cave.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you speak language? She'll call out.
Yes. I speak Common, Dwarvish, and
I was
Gnomish.
talking to the chimera.
Oh, well, that's embarrassing. Dolce proceeds to take her blade and shove it clean through herself rather than cope with the embarrassment of this social situation.
Incredible. Roll a new character. As you have now called out to it, the other two heads wake up. The lion head looks a bit more groggy. But with all 3 of its heads arisen, they stand up, jump down from the hop down from the pile of treasure, do a quick stretch, and
Big stretch.
quickly, exactly, do a big stretch. Cats, what are you gonna do? And don an intimidating pose with the lion head growling, the dragon head sort of hissing, and the goat head kind of killing the vibe a little bit by bleeding at you.
Yeah.
Does it look wounded?
No, it's not bleeding, it's bleating.
Oh,
You know,
that makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking. I was like, it's shooting blood out of its eyes at me.
like that meme.
Yeah, the goat head didn't seem super intimidating, so I gave it like the horned lizard's ability to shoot blood at you from its eyes.
Damn intense.
I also gave it heat vision.
Nice. Just for fun.
Just took the Jabberwock's laser vision, just whole cloth, deals the same
No,
damage.
No, it effectively just casts a Beholder's Disintegrate.
Nice.
Don't worry, only the goat head can do that. No, you can't target the head specifically, so.
Alright, Dolce, I'm gonna be real with you. We've been dealing with like individual gold pieces for 3 floors now, and I'm tired of being poor.
Okay, I'd like this change in
This is
in
the first
motivation.
like real treasure we've come across, and it's guarded by a monster. I don't know. Is it fucked up for me to want to, you know?
You know, it's good to go for what you need and what you want in life. It's good to have goals and aspirations, hopes and dreams.
What is the value of life? Well, evidently it's 600 gold pieces, 2,000 silver pieces, and 10,000 copper pieces.
Oh,
Is that how much
let's
it's there?
go!
Okay, let's fuck this
Don't
thing
you like
up.
lights a Molotov cocktail? So all right, let's fuck this shit up.
Man.
Also,
we do in fact have a bag of holding, yes.
I just want to draw attention. I just want to draw the audience's attention to how bloodthirsty both of them immediately got upon hearing the total value of this treasure pile.
I am level 8 and I have 85 gold pieces. I am sick of this dungeon's bullshit.
listen, it
Silly Pickles
really do be like
is
that.
going to use her mage hand to take a single gold coin off the pile and float it over.
As the gold coin is floating over, one of the heads notices the floating gold coin and slaps down its paw to prevent it from moving. Obviously, it does not immediately recognize that you are the one attempting to steal the coin, but nonetheless, it does seem to be fiercely protective of the money.
Yeah, I don't think I
Perhaps
gotta
it
catch you
gets
before
its,
you.
perhaps
left,
it gets that trait from its dragon head.
Hope you had a good night.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with your boot camp homework.
And it's a red dragon head, so that means it's automatically evil, which means it would be morally imperative for
Oh boy, here we go.
No, I am just trying to justify out of character my character initiating with this fight, which will be fun, and the mountain of gold, which will also be very nice. I would almost call it a suspicious amount of gold, given how much we've gotten to this point.
Unrelated, Bralef, how caught up are you on dungeon meshing?
I am not.
Cool.
Don't worry about that question.
I know what the basic premise of the show is, and how that
Uh-huh.
relates to dragons.
Sure.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
But you don't know how it relates to money, to coins. Got it.
No.
Anyway,
Beyond what-
Anyway, don't worry about that.
All right. Yeah.
I remember the conversation where you were wondering how these people like survive and make a living.
Yeah.
Look, if you just want to start blasting, what were the heads here? A lion, a goat, and what's the last one?
Red dragon.
It might also just kill it. Like I don't know what sea hard chimeras are. Silly Pickles will float closer.
Sure, I will.
Squint.
Sorry, I'm gonna scoot up a little bit more as support.
Well, there is one space between you. I guess I would. I guess I would call that. I guess I would call that too close to the treasure.
Oh, it doesn't just say if you get too close, it turns hostile.
I mean, you're 10 feet away from. I feel like it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. The way they said that made me think that like, oh, the book specifically says this is how it acts.
Yes.
Also, I want to say, and I understand if no one believes me, I was literally seconds away from having Silly Pickles decide, no, I can't do it.
Sure.
You're right. I don't believe you.
Well, given that she is first in initiative, Celia Pickles will go like, no, it's not right. If it had attacked us as soon as it came in, maybe, but no, I'm
I
fine.
can't believe you.
If we want money, we can come back
I
later.
can't believe you. I'm
And
gonna
she will,
resuscitate you and kill you myself.
She'll move away and end her turn. But we'll hold her action if...
I'm going to kill you myself.
if the Chimera attacks, then she will defend herself.
Incredible.
The Chimera is, one of its heads is looking fairly satisfied with itself, believing wholeheartedly that it is scared off one of the encroaching offenders. Though it does note that Dolce has not moved back.
Don't you
So
like
it
does
is-
the Will Smith meme towards the initiative tracker?
So it is going to it's going to roll to intimidate you.
Oh.
We're gonna see if this works. See if this does anything.
This
It
thing
will
can't have
then-
very high charisma.
It does not. It has a +0 to its charisma.
That's more than I expected.
Dragons, what are you gonna do? So it rolls an 8 in an attempt to intimidate the into. It rolls an 8 in an attempt to intimidate Dolce into fucking off.
Okay. Should I? You want me to roll like contested insight or?
You are under no obligation to do so. I would say act in accordance to how your character would act with regards to a big monstrous beast trying to scare you off ineffectually, and also your compatriot backing out of the area.
Okay.
In the way that you think your character would act in this scenario.
Sure, will do. All right. Should I go ahead and do so?
Oh, wait, sorry. And it will be the end of the Chimera's turn.
Okay. Yes, imagining that it attempts to growl and just cutely meows instead, don't she be like, oh, so cute? No. She will slowly and cautiously back up, seeing that Daffodil has stepped away. She knows from other Dolce's early days in the dungeon piloting her body like some sort of Attack on Titan. Perhaps some fights are best left untouched, and she'll continue to back away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Keeping an eye out in case there's anything untoward behind her or in front of her. She'll hold her action if it tries, like with a firebolt, if it tries to turn hostile against them.
Silly Pecos, your turn.
Can't believe you.
Alright, is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yep.
I can't believe you. You made me hit the roll for initiative button and everything. Bralef, this is all you.
I was being genuine. I really want to do it, but I don't think Silly Pickles would.
And I'm sorry to say, I feel like I can't think of a reason why Dolce would. It doesn't make... I mean, that's a lot of money. That money could be used... It's too late now, though.
We'll come back and model this creature later on when we're stronger.
Yeah!
And it'll be easier to do, if not easier to justify.
Like, this would just be like the third time that we've gone back and actually killed something we initially spared.
Maybe we'll find a note that says like, oh man, my entire family was kidnapped and sold into slavery by this evil monster with 3 heads,
Yes.
And then it stole all our family's treasure, and then we'll come back.
I thought you were gonna
Well,
say
until then.
my family got turned into this creature. All three of them.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's go down the insect hole. Dolce begrudging. Both I and Dolce begrudgingly say.
One small issue with the idea of the Chimera stealing someone's money and selling their family into slavery. Chimeras have an intelligence of 3. They are very strictly animals.
Yeah.
No thought, head empty.
And is it immoral to kill an animal for 6,000 gold pieces? Maybe.
Can you look me in the eye and tell me that you would strangle someone's house cat to death for $6,000?
I would not do that.
Granted, this is a different thing, but yeah.
I just want to clip you saying like I would do that.
Yeah, it would be very easy to edit that. Please do that. It would be very funny.
Also, holding a spell involves casting it and holding it. It's okay. Dolce was around the corner by then. She did it at the end of her movement. It's more like she like lit. She was already around the corner. It's okay. But I can't imagine her like casting it and like in that one episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where they're like water tribe. As Dolce backs out of the room, she just like snaps her fingers, causes the fireball to finish. She's like, Fire Nation. And the Chimera's like, what? All right. I would like to ask though that you go in front again, only because you do have the higher was it the passive perception and the higher AC? What is your AC right now?
18, because I'm in heavy plate mail, which I forget mentally. I forget that right now she has vaguely humanoid shape.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for your service.
It's also worth mentioning that whenever I have to like possess a creature or go into a wall or something, I do drop the armor.
And you gotta pick
But I
that all
just
back
assume
up.
that I pick it back up before I. But if we ever like accidentally start combat, like while I'm in the middle of doing something like that, then I have to remember to get my armor.
I feel like you have possessed people in the middle of combat since you got the armor, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure if I have because generally speaking, possession isn't super hasn't been super viable in combat in terms of like damage output, and also my own self-preservation.
Since Daffodil deals like 5 times the amount of damage I do in a fight, and then I'm the only damage dealer, and I end up hitting the creature that Daffodil's possessing, I just end up doing half the damage to her anyway. I'm I'm amused.
Yeah.
I forgot about my goop move. I can't wait to goop someone again. It's been too long.
See, do I have anything I forgot? I have one use of Scorching Ray, the Pot of Awakening that's never going to be born.
Don't worry about that. That was treasure forced on me. That wasn't treasure that I thought of.
Have the Blinder's Boon. I apparently have a Ring of Swimming, which I didn't even put in my inventory, but it's in my treasure list. Maybe I gave it to Dolce.
As you enter into, as you exit out of this this hallway, you enter into what looks to be a much more put together and much more structurally sound settlement, covered in a thick but not impenetrable layer of webs. The sounds that you heard earlier have their source revealed as you come down this hallway
Oh boy, here we go.
and see a giant spider disappearing down a pathway this way,
Okay.
having not noticed you currently.
Ehehe.
Seems to be walking away. Though similar sounds are audible both down the path it just went down and also off to the side here, suggesting that the one you just saw leave is far from the only one in the area.
All right, so let's go back and fight that chimera, right?
Do you think we would have hesitated as much if it was a giant spider sitting on that giant pile of treasure?
I would have absolutely blown that thing sky high to what's happening, Favorn? Yeah, I would have blasted that thing.
Silly Pickles looks at the camera and says, "It says something about society."
Get out of here.
I'll open this door.
It's also a concept that they bring up a couple times in Dungeon Meshi.
Wait a minute. Yeah, Bralef, you should watch it. It's by Studio Trigger. You can add it to the list of other Studio Trigger things you watch.
It is effectively D&D. There's a reason that the mangaka who was writing that dropped it as fast as she possibly could so that she could go play Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
Just a D&D nerd through and through.
Not sure what else I've watched from Trigger besides Inferno Cop.
That was my fucking Studio Trigger.
Pretty sure, yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay, off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember. So there's Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Kill la Kill, Inferno Cop, Space Patrol Luluko. Technically part of Kisniver and also technically part of that anime with 02 in it. The one with the mechs, the mech anime, the really horny one.
There are a lot of those, actually.
It's the, hold on, here's what I'm gonna do. Google
Promare. I gotta watch Promare.
Promare. Y'all gotta watch Promare for sure. Anime horny mechs. I'm googling this. Darling of the Franix.
Oh, they were one of the studios that did that worked on Star Wars Visions. I forgot about that.
Yes, they had one of the episodes that was really. Oh, and Little Witch Academia, both the OVA, at least the first OVA, and then also the entire series on Netflix, which you can tell, especially when you watch. You know, when you watch a Trigger anime and you get to the last episode, you're like, "Yep, that's a Trigger anime, all right."
Well, we did Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Forgot about that.
Yep. That they
Nope.
did.
Only seen Inferno Cop.
That is strange. I just can't believe you haven't seen
that
I
Kill la
gathered I would
Kill.
probably like Kill la Kill, yeah.
Yeah, it's like peak Bralef, I feel like. Not peak Bralef. That insinuates a few other things that aren't present in that show. It's classic Bralef, I'll say. Like,
Yeah, sure.
The fights are like the fights and the humor in Kill la Kill, from what I remember, from the like I want to say 4 episodes that I watched, it was definitely like really enjoyable. Ultimately, I stopped watching it because I just kind of couldn't get past the core premise, which is
yep,
just
that's fair.
high schoolers wearing as little as the studio could get away with.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
because they're more powerful when this is not convincing Bralef to watch it. It's really well animated.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah, okay.
It's
Yeah.
There's a classic Pro ZD short about how It's great. I will link it to you later. He's just like parodying someone who's like, so actually, the original mangaka talked about the lack of clothing as being, it refers to the Bible, and if you would just, take a look and understand and get past the fact, and then it like cuts the mangaka. No, I just want to see him half naked, and that's
Yep.
kind of. I think that was specifically parodying Kill la Kill.
Probably, yeah. The most important thing that ever came out of Kill la Kill. Let me see if I can find it.
I found it. I will link it to you all, and then I'll link it to chat.
Gonna fuck with my Google search results for so long.
Me looking up, was it anime horny mecha, and then find like, oh yeah, I'll search that on my main Google account. I don't give a shit. The search results are so bad these days anyway.
The most important thing that came out of Kill la Kill was this one specific pose, just because of the fact that the Pokemon fan base used it a lot because they really liked Professor Sycamore.
He does look a lot
and
like
they
Professor Sycamore.
Yeah, and they photoshopped his face onto that pose because he was like always referred to by the fan base as Professor Sexy More.
All right, I gotta show chat this picture partially because how to show chat. We have a Pokemon streamer in chat, so I'm like, I gotta.
Oh, come on, this is so irritating. I was looking for exactly this picture, but I couldn't fucking find it because I assumed that it would. I just looked up Professor Sexy More because I figured that would find this result. No, could not find it, but it is very, very early on in the Google search results. If you just look up Professor Sycamore, like, god damn it, I fucked my Google search results
For nothing.
history for nothing.
I almost cosplayed as Professor Sycamore actually, because I'm like, ooh, I can do that, but not this specific hole up. Nice. Thank you for reminding me of this.
Finally, you're challenged by Pokemon Professor Sycamore. I'm so disappointed that it doesn't say Professor Sexy More. Is it?
Yeah, reminds me of that Simpsons meme.
Which one?
Stupid sexy Ned Flanders, I think.
Yeah, stupid sexy Flanders.
Yeah, let me look this up. Sexy Ned. Wait, I feel like I'm missing a word. Anyway. Okay, but yes. Anyway, Bralef, I think I'm surprised as an avid Inferno cop enthusiast that you haven't seen either, I guess, Promare or Cyberpunk Edge Runners or Kill la Kill, I guess. All right, so back to it. How y'all feeling?
Wait a
We're
minute.
gonna keep going for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I was thinking probably cutting it off at 2.
Okay, I think I could do that.
Would you rather call it here? Feeling tired?
I think I can do 2.
Okay. Because, fair warning,
Mm-hmm.
the section you have walked into is kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the last section, pretty sparse. This one pretty not, so. Well, are we? So the room that you have walked into seems to have been Seems to be basically used as storage. There were just some crates of simple weapons, grains, simple food that's easy to store.
Let me catch up over here.
Oh, is this the wall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. It's not always the easiest to tell with how I'm revealing things. Would make that a little bit more clear.
Did you say this was food storage?
Among other things, it's just general storage. So there are some simple weapons like the excess stuff that's not being stored in the armory, some basic building materials, some food that stores easily, grains and things like that.
And does this look more recent than the other town?
Oh yes, yes. This looks
Yeah.
lived in.
Gotcha.
Like this stuff is fresh. There was no dust coating the area here.
Interesting. This must be where the spiders keep their food.
Ah, wonderful.
Find another pathway down with the sounds of chittering getting a bit louder as you walk down this way.
Oh boy.
Ooh, chittering. I wonder what that could be.
A door, the most dangerous thing of all.
Down this pathway, you can spy a patrol of giant spiders walking by.
That the collective of a group of giant spiders?
No.
Okay.
No, what you can see is one. It's one token.
Okay. Hmm.
Do I have a wand of fireballs in here?
Is there anything in this door?
There is. Give me a sec.
Let me step right here.
As you approach this door, you notice the smell of what appears to be a meat stew wafting from the building.
Ooh.
You can still smell, right?
I don't know.
Lightning, you notice the smell of
Of meat stew?
yes.
Nice.
Notice the smell of meat stew wafting from the building. You hear the sound of spiders continue to move down this hallway, but also move up the hallway as well.
All right, well, perhaps we should just rush into the building. I will, like, point towards Daffodil as if to say, "Yeah, let's go in."
Into this room?
Yes.
Do you want to?
Sure.
What I'm thinking is I'm afraid of the spider patrol out here, and what's gonna happen is as we step in, spiders will actively be cooking a meat stew, probably made of human meat or something like that, and then I'm gonna regret every decision I've made on this floor.
If there's a spider with a chef hat in here.
Oh,
This makes way more sense.
There's not a spider with a chef hat in here. Instead, you see three elves with dark gray skin talking amongst themselves in a language neither of you understand, Condor Common, right?
that's correct. I do not.
Gotcha. Big Condor Common? Idiot.
I know Sylvan and Elvish, but not Undercommon.
Fair enough. There are three gray-skinned elves talking amongst themselves in a language you do not understand. Occasionally laughing, whatnot. At the back of the room is a bugbear and three goblins, all chained together at the ankles, preparing a stew.
Oh.
The bugbear does have a chef hat.
I have concerns about what's happening here, but at least they're not spiders.
Guards do not immediately notice you.
I looked at Daffodil as if to say, "All right, well, what do you want to do?"
Yeah, so these are drow, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the last ones we ran into were not very friendly.
No.
I can disguise myself if you have an idea.
And sorry, I might have missed it. Do these goblins look like they're here voluntarily?
Most people are not chained together at the ankles.
That answers my question. Okay.
Hey, maybe it's kinky sex stuff. I don't know.
I was gonna say it's not impossible. Like it might be a kink. You never know. It's D&D in 2024. Anything is possible. You never know what barely disguised bullshit I can throw into a campaign.
Oh.
I say we help these goblins out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm game to do that. Did you want me to disguise as anything particular to help this out? Or we can
I figured
shoot.
we would just attack them, but we could try asking them to let the slaves go.
Let's help these guys disguise themselves as dead guys.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we can try to talk it out before we start blasting. Sorry, this talk of shackled at the ankles had me curious. I went to look up Shibari. I read something recently that was explaining the differences between, because like in the West they tended to use for their let's just say the restraint mechanisms involved like metal and shackles and stuff, but in the East they used rope. Yeah. But yeah, in Europe, non-consensual incarceration often used metal and leather, whereas in Japan, it was often rope. Anyway, that's enough of this tab. Yeah, I'm ready to... Hello there! Dolce will step up, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there.
Incredible.
I see that you have some captives over there cooking. You know, actually, I forget if they can even speak common, but Dolce will begin this whole explanation about how, you know, it's good to actually learn to cook for yourself. You know, you can even just start with basic recipes, you know, and that's why today's episode is brought to you by... It's not brought to you by HelloFresh. I feel bad admitting this. I'm too lazy And so, because HelloFresh involves still cooking, and don't get me wrong, I know that you get to keep the recipes, and I'm sure you learn valuable skills. I know people who have used it to great effect. I am
Is this still in
unfortunately.
character?
Yes.
It's funnier if I say yes. Yeah, so Dolce will just go on and on, just like Stag's character, Ventilator.
What she's trying to say is you should let these enslaved goblins go.
The drow say among themselves, "The
Among
fuck is
us?
HelloFresh?"
Oh, Lost, you should take it. Yeah, if you like them. Do it. Like
So
another YouTuber I watched does a lot of
a couple
them.
of the two of the gods look at one another. One of them kind of smirks a little bit and gestures vaguely at you guys with a nod of his head and says something in Undercommon. And options, where are they going? And the three of them draw their weapons.
Ooh, what are they using? Like a tablet, pen and paper, or quill and inkwell?
How do I kick someone from
No,
from
I'm sorry. I won't make it seem a dumb joke like that again. I'm so sorry. Like I made the whole, yeah, it looks warm over there because in those corners it's 90 degrees. And this was after my friend was like, "Oh, yeah, Lightning, you can play Maple Story with us." And then he's like, "You know what, Lightning, I don't think you can play Maple Story with us anymore." I was like, "No, I'm sorry." Ooh, I like this track. I also like the last track, I didn't get to say. Can't wait to free these goblins, just like my players. For the other group, they freed the elves and led them to rise up and unionize.
Oh, in the Christmas game?
Yeah.
Alright, Silly Pickles, you up first.
Wait, Lost, your name is from
No one's faster on the draw than Blockhead. He's gonna fly at this first guy.
Oh, Maple Story, really?
And smash him into smithereens.
Wait, remind me
Alright,
what it's referencing.
Minimum damage almost. But it's okay, because he can hit again. For maximum damage almost.
Ooh.
So, quick question.
Yes.
How are you approaching this?
Like non-lethally or...
Oh,
like...
they're dying.
Okay, cool. So that is pretty straightforward. Blockhead, these guys draw their swords, and almost instantly, Blockhead has rammed into one of their stonems and does a fucking combo by like as soon as it like rams into the guy's stonum, it just shoots straight up and like impacts his chin, and the sudden shock of it seems to either break something vital or do irreparable damage to his brain, and the guy just kind of like crumples down immediately.
Nice.
Thinking about letting them go yet? And she'll end her turn.
Trying again and again to make use of
Drow
them,
don't seem
although
to be
it's like
especially phased by the death of their comrade. They're definitely annoyed, but they don't exactly seem to be super shaken up.
lost martial art and love for actual art like animation. Oh wait, I really like that. Aw. I like your name reasoning. Thank you for sharing.
This one is up next, and he is going to fire a hand crossbow bolt at Dolce,
That's me.
and looks like he's gonna miss on a natural one.
Yahoo!
Oh no, he shot himself in the leg.
That said, is then going to go 1, 2, 3, and make a short sword attack on Silly Pickles.
I was about to say I'd like to see you try, but hearing it's against Silly Pickles, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, so that is 8 piercing damage to you.
Halved.
Oh.
Noted.
Out of curiosity, did you deign to take the full 4, or did you reduce that again?
Oh yeah, I'll take the full 4.
Oh, okay. Next up is this guy, who is also going to shoot a crossbow bolt at Dolce.
I'd like to see him try.
Yeah, I would. I fucking would too.
Yahoo!
Oh man, rolled a 2. And similarly, this guy's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and attempt to stab at Silly Pickles as well. The 9 this time, so nope. All right, Dolce, you're up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna try something a little tricky. I want to know if I know this looks very concerning, and I know it's gonna trigger an attack of opportunity. But here's what I'd like to do. I would like to move 5, 10 onto Blockhead's spot.
Yeah, he's a small or tiny object. So.
I would like to goop all over this guy as I use Favor of Jouiblex.
Hell yeah. How in the fuck did I roll this again? Push this bonus no more times for short rest you can as a bonus action. Move through another creature's space, dealing 2d6 plus 2 acid damage. Oh wait, which one are you doing that to again?
I want to do it to the one that's to my bottom right, and I want to move into, since I think I have to move through his space, move through another. I want to end up here next to Daffodil Silly Pickles.
Okay, so you want to go through that way?
Yes.
Won't you? Fair enough.
Hmm?
Weren't you originally like right here?
I was, yeah. I moved from here. I moved like
Why should you just go like this way?
You what? Oh, it's because I want to cast a ranged attack after this,
I see.
and I don't want the disadvantage.
All right, well, it doesn't have any like save or anything, so just roll your damage for that.
Yes, thank you. It's the only way I can deal damage to that one enemy we were fighting, because everything I rolled kept missing.
It is a very useful tool.
Damn.
Garbage roll.
Oh, that sucks. All right.
Yeah, that is terrible.
I will goop through this guy. Oh, to recap, do I like turn into goop and then go through him, or?
So to fully explain it,
Thank you.
visually, your character essentially looks almost the same, but you become slightly translucent and shimmery, and then as you move through the creature's space, you effectively like ooze around them and then reform into your original shape on the other side.
Yes.
So rather than going through them, it is more akin to them going through you.
Ah, I understand now. I would like to goop around them. Got it.
Initially the guy is obviously like wincing in pain. Then he mutters something in Undercommon that you don't really understand, and the other guy just kind of shakes his head after he says that.
Have the goblins reacted to this at all?
We're busy cooking. You know how it is. Let them cook.
They are watching. They are watching what is going down. They seem to be equal parts confused, hopeful, and concerned.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Cool, cool, cool.
All right. I'm ready to continue, but I'm assuming I'm going to trigger that attack of opportunity from the leftish guy. Unless, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to say no to.
Yeah, he'll definitely try to stab you.
Oh. Oh. All right. I'll take the 7.
22 or 7 piercing damage to you.
All right. Well, my plan didn't work out, so I'm just going to cast Booming Blade on this guy.
Bonk. All right. Roll me your attack.
He took a stab at it anyways. Yes, indeed. All right. Let me check my weapons real quick. I have the short sword from the dead guy. I'm trying to think. The banner, wasn't the banner a weapon also?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I had to find my notes on that. Surprised I didn't throw it down in here. You know what? You know what? No. I'll just pull out. No, I like the banner. The banner is really nice because it looks like a flag, and I like that the flag sometimes looks like a scythe. Here we go. Standard of Night Ambush. What is the spearhead? It's a +1 spear with the added reach property. Okay, cool. I forget. Are spears finesse or are they not finesse? They're just versatile.
They're not finesse.
Let's see. All right. Well, at the risk of holding us up any longer, I would just pull out the Winter's Bite Rapier and attempt to use. Wait, can I even use that with Booming Blade? I forget. It's been a while.
Winter's Bite Rapier?
Yes.
I don't recall.
Weapon used in the make a melee attack. I think so. Seems like a thing. If you'll allow me to, I'd like to use the Winter's Bite Rapier.
I'm fine with that.
All right. So with my Booming Blade, I will like unsheath the blade, and it makes like little waves and ripples through the air as I strike and attempt to hit at regular non-advantage. All right, an 18. And assuming that hits, I will go ahead and get the damage, the ice damage. Yeah.
Doing something wrong.
Sorry, what was that?
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask.
Yeah.
So you're stabbing at this guy with the Winter's Bite Rapier Booming Blade, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. You rolled your attack. That definitely hits. Roll your damage.
All right, there's that one, and then there's this one.
All right. You're able to stab the guy clean through. The wound pretty much immediately seals up as the blood freezes around the wound, but that doesn't really seem to help him any, and he just kind of falls limp on your blade.
Nice. Okay. I will let him slide off the blade. I'd like to use, if I'm understanding this correctly, since I cast a Booming Blade cantrip, to use a sling attack as my bonus action. Wait, I already used the bonus action. I'm sorry. I'm a cheater. I'm done. I will just move here to help promote advantage.
Okay.
What was your bonus action?
It was to goop around that guy.
Dave will be Blex.
Right.
Okay. Billy Pickles, you up. As the second drow falls dead, one of the goblins lets out a cheer, and another one like elbows him in the side.
Good. We are doing the right thing, I think.
Yes.
Blockhead will continue his assault.
Yeah, that hits.
Jesus, max damage.
Oh my gosh.
I keep sending things to the wrong layer. I discovered a whole new hell of various layers that I have access to.
Yeah, I'm really not used to the Roll20 layer situation now because of the way that they separated it on the bottom left.
I keep accidentally sending shit to the lighting layer, and then it just disappears. It's completely invisible to me at that point until I go to the lighting layer to move it again.
Ah, that's messed up.
Like, son of a bitch. I'm not even using the lighting system.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, with that,
still spinning in the air after jamming the first guy in the chin. Blockhead just like arcs over above the second guy and then just smashes down on him like a thwomp.
Nice. Woo! We did it!
Yeah. Well, let's not stop there.
Yeah, let's kill the goblins.
Ah!
Well, I was gonna start unshackling them, but I mean, far be it from me. This would not be the first time
When you like the bodies, no. We will search the corpses for some kind of key
All right.
or anything else.
While you're doing that, I'm actually gonna show off. I'm gonna go ahead to the manacles myself, pull off my glove, and start unlocking their shackles right away before Daffodil can find a key.
Excellent. Okay. So the goblins are all shackled to each other, but they all have their own manacles that have their own locks.
Okay.
I should say that as soon as the last goblin dropped, the sense of excitement kind of left all the goblins, and all of them are now unified in a sense of apprehension at the new situation that they find themselves in.
Yes, the classic, more like under new management. I got you.
Exactly. A couple things are happening at the same time here. As you approach, they're kind of like, they definitely seem to have had a good amount of like will to resist knocked out of them, possibly literally. So they don't seem to look ready to like fight back against you, even if you are just a new oppressor to them. But they don't exactly look like eager as you approach.
Okay. Well, I guess I would change my tune, like getting up closer if I noticed the apprehension, to be like, well, my hands up, like, it's okay. We're here to help.
And Bralef, you are searching the bodies, you said, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Between two of them, you do actually find the keys. So this one that died here has one key, and this one has a key ring with three very similar looking keys on them.
All right.
And Lightning, if you still wanted to flex, could I get a DC 15 dexterity check?
All right. So let me try it on this first one right over here. Oh, Lord have mercy.
You attempt to pick the lock with your bony fingers, and it kind of gets jammed in there. It stings like hell. You're able to get the finger back out, no real problems there, but like you were not able to pick the lock.
It's okay. I think I found the keys. Silly Pickles will hold up the key and the key ring.
Your attempt to flex has unfortunately been turned on its head, and now you look only the fool.
It's okay. Of course, you know, I need at least 2 girl fails in my TTRPG arsenal, and so Dolce is one of them.
Nice.
You guys speak common?
Damage for your terrible failure.
Damn.
The bugbear speaks up, seemingly the either actual or impromptu leader of the group, and says, "Yes, we speak common."
Alright. Well, let me just unshackle you now, and Silly Pickles will try each of the keys on each of the locks and process of elimination until hopefully all of them are unlocked.
The single key that was isolated on its own seems fairly obviously to go with the lower jaw key, the lower jaw lock for the bugbear.
Mhm.
The other 3 are gonna have to be more trial and error though. But after not too long, you're able to unshackle all 4 of them.
Well, good work,
The-
Daffodil.
The bugbear speaks up again. Does something that you can only really assume to be a salute of sorts. And says, "Thank you for freeing us. We're going to be getting out of here.
Yep.
But there anything anything that we can help you with in the meantime?"
Do we need anything? You probably haven't gotten a great look at this floor from in this room, huh?
Floor, no, but this area, yes.
Well, if you could,
I couldn't give you a map, but I can give you a bit of a warning.
Sure.
This area is a drow settlement at this point. I believe this is some of the forces of what I think is House of Yondor. I've heard some of the guards mention that.
Have we heard that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You heard that name mentioned a few times in the jail, in the prison last time.
There's a queen too.
Not a queen, but like the head of a house.
Oh, okay.
I know there are 9 giant spiders that patrol the area around here constantly. They seem to walk somewhere between guard dogs and pets. I think they are largely under the control of the drow, but they're also the first line of defense against intruders. It's surprising that you made it even here without encountering one.
They're not. Are they just regular giant spiders, or are they the teleporty kind?
I don't think I've seen them teleport.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Thanks. Do you guys know how to get back to the second floor? That's where we've seen most of the goblins.
We make our home on this floor.
Where would that be?
Well, indeed. In terms of orientation, I believe we are from, if I can find the guy again. Fuck. Yes, okay. We are from the Legion of Azrock, the warlord on this floor. I believe our camp is northwest from here, though with the layout of the tunnels we have to make our way south through this settlement to loop around to get to it. Won't be the easiest path, but it's certainly doable.
I think we freed another one of your people, a hobgoblin. He was very malicious in describing your guys' leader. Maybe you could give us a little more practical information about him.
What do you seek to know? He seems a little bit more wary about talking about Azrock. Unclear if it's because of fear of the leader's wrath or distrust of anyone who's asking.
Well, simply put, we've been freeing the people the drow have kept as slaves because I don't like that. How do I put this? If I go over to your place, am I going to see a bunch of drow slaves?
Give me 1 sec. I'm just checking the map over there. After he stops flipping through the pages of a campaign guide for Dungeon of the Mad Mage, closes the book and puts it back into Hammer space and says no.
Do I believe him?
I don't know, roll me insight. You tell me if you believe him.
I think so. But...
I like the no comment answers. Like, did you say something about? No, unindentured
I'm not
servants
at
here.
liberty to say.
What'd you say?
I'm not at liberty to say.
The DC is 15, I see.
You?
Yes, you believe.
What?
He appears to be telling the truth.
Gotcha.
Our
Just didn't know if this is a situation where everyone involved is just kind of a bad person, but I guess I'll figure it out when we get over there.
I suppose that depends. I mean, we all are talking about a warlord. Like, make no mistake, we are soldiers of a warlord here. Militant, aggressive expansion is the name of the game.
See, that's the kind of honesty I appreciate. The other guy was just beating around the bush about it. Thank you.
Higher ranking soldier, probably.
Yep.
That he was a hobgoblin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to what was it? I think I took his name down.
Lovash.
Yeah. The rat.
The name is not familiar. Maybe we simply didn't move in the same circles.
Well, I guess we'll decide exactly where we stand on this whole thing in the meantime, and we'll just free any slaves on the way.
Our camp believes in our own strength. We do not take laborers from others, though that is not necessarily out of the goodness of our hearts or the justness of our cause.
We don't take slaves out of pride. I guess that's one way to go about it.
Don't take slaves because they're weak little losers.
Daffodil takes notes and puts her tiny spectacles away. Well, you know anything about that chimera up the tunnel going that way?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a monstrous creature with like one head of a lion, one of a dragon, and one of a goat.
That might as well exist here. I would like to say that the idea of that is shocking, but I have seen one. But I know nothing of it.
It's sitting on a big pile of gold, but I imagine it's pretty powerful.
I imagine that the war host will find its way over to it at some point then.
Ah, you're saying we have a time limit. Got it. She doesn't say that, but I say that.
I know you say that. You just did. It's being recorded right now. Wave hello to the audience.
Hello, audience.
We're being recorded right now?
Yes.
Well, I guess we'll try and deal with these spiders, and... You wouldn't know where the 4th floor is, would you?
I do not.
Alright, only one more question. Is that your chef hat, or was it just given to you because you were the chef slave?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to keep it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
fair
the chef back in the camp as well.
No, fair enough. Safe travels then. I guess we'll just keep an eye out for spiders.
Yes, let us know if you need anything.
Astounded that you didn't ask these guys their names.
I straight up forgot. I thought about it like while you were saying something. Hey, what's your name?
Nope, too late now.
I'm just like you're the guy that like fucking traumatized your false DM by asking every NPC
Yeah.
to the point that he had to have like a name generator open permanently every session. And now you got fucking now you got 4 named characters right here and you're not even asking.
Nice.
Oh, that's the wrong thing.
What's his name?
Bugbear addresses himself and says, "My name is Blog.
You're fucking with me.
This is Glooby." I did not name a single one of these characters, to be clear.
His
Oh.
name is legitimately Blarg in the book.
Yes. This is Bootlick.
Oh.
Able to see these names, you all? Yes. Good.
Yes, I see him.
And this is Eostabber.
Wow, that's a name.
I did not come up with any of these names.
I have a bugbear character named Blarg.
This is him.
Wow, I can't believe you copied Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Bralef.
I've stolen your character. I have put him in this dungeon. And now he is canonically a war criminal.
Wizards of the Coast stole my character. Whose name I ripped off of the original bugbear, Clarg.
Oh, well, that explains some things. But Night Race, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Night. Now, we're going to arm ourselves and return to the war host. Perhaps if you make your way over to the camp, we shall meet again. I'll put in a good word for you if you do.
Thanks, we appreciate it.
Of course. Blog loots the drow of their weapons. He keeps one of the short swords for himself. Gives the hand crossbows to the 3 goblins and gives them 2 of the short swords as well.
Oh, gives who the short swords?
He gives the goblins the short swords.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Four of them move out. Blog steps out first, motions the others to stay put, scouts out a little bit, and then motions for the others to follow him with military efficiency.
Nice. And we'll never see them again.
They make their way off screen.
Never to be seen again.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's our good deed for the day. Now we can go kill people.
I'd say that that's probably a good spot to call it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Dolce's interested in some meat stew, and we can pick him next time.
Ah, yes. On that note, if you all are hungry, the stew does appear to be ready. It's just been simmering to keep it warm. and it contains a hearty stew of ripple bark, fungus, and troglodyte meat.
Cool.
Ripple bark, fungus, and troglodyte.
If you do have any, silly pickles will possess you so that she can also taste it.
Okay. I mean, it smells good, right? Or does it not smell good?
Okay, so do you know the thing about troglodytes?
Isn't that the one that
Oh,
are like
yeah, they
super
smell fucking
smelly?
terrible.
Oh, you know what? Maybe.
So I would describe it as
Pungent.
pungent.
I will pass.
Ah.
Daffodil, if you look at me with the eyes that Moobot has just looked at me with, then I will do it for you. They're like the eyes that Puss in Boots does in Shrek 2.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you really want to, Dolce will do it. Oh no. The please eat the soup. Is this really a follower emote? Oh. All
Make a
right.
Constitution saving throw.
All right.
You're damn fool.
This is what I get. The Lost Arts, this was a fun session. Yeah, fun indeed is what I'll call it. As Dolce gulps. She does like a comical anime gulp. You can see like the saliva going down her throat as she readies a spoon to try some of the soup.
Nice.
Did you want to get over here, Daffodil? All right. It's been some time since the last semblance of real food that Dolce has had. And, you know, there are many things that she's willing to try once. So she will get a good chunk of the soup, you know, a good amount of the soup, a good amount of the chunks in it. And put it in her mouth, and she'll, like, chew and swallow, and then she'll try to wash it down with a water skin afterwards.
So, you are fully bracing yourself for the idea that this is gonna taste terrible. There's no way that this smells this. Yeah, and it smells intense. Not bad, but not good either. It smells. It tastes pretty alright though. It's got like the meat is somewhere between like it's somewhere between like beef in terms of like sturdiness, but fish in terms of texture. If that makes any sense.
I get what you mean, yeah.
It's very well seasoned. The fungus is probably one of the worst parts, but still up to personal preference. It tastes a lot more bitter, but fucking wakes you up. Clears the sinuses pretty damn good.
Nice. Like a
Awesome.
cleansing situation. Okay.
Maybe the clear sinuses is a necessity when you're walking down in the mine. When you're walking down here in the caves, maybe it's just a bit dusty. You need something to help out with that.
Thanks for trying it.
Yeah, that way we can avoid dust explosions by clearing our sinuses. I don't know. At least on our immediate area. You're welcome, Daffodil. Dolce, like, I don't know. She starts licking the wall to try to get the taste out. Okay. Well, thank you. An enjoyable end to the situation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, GG then.
Woo! That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Whether you're listening live or from the future.
Sorry for teasing you with the chimera, but
Oh,
We'll fight other horrifying monsters at some point.
It's gonna become a recurring enemy. We're gonna show up on another floor. We're gonna see the Chimera gonna bolt. The Chimera's gonna start sobbing. Like, what? Am I
This
not good
time it
enough?
has 4 heads, but it's sitting on an even bigger pile of gold.
Ooh, yeah. There's no way Daffodil's gonna turn up that pile of gold now.
It's just a mass. Like every time you see a chimera, it's like it looks slightly more pathetic, but it's sitting on a big old pile of gold.
Nice.
The chimera looks up at you with 6 massive, wet, sobbing eyes, like actively begging you to leave it be. It's sitting on like the national annual GDP of Waterdeep.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, we'll get another chance for sure. All right. As we're nearing the end, do any of you have anything to say to anyone out there before I take us away?
Well,
Don't
thanks
forget
for
to
watching.
tip your waiters. Stay in school. Don't do drugs unless it's fun.
Nice.
Use protection.
Or don't. I'm not your mom.
It will make it worse, but do it.
Will it?
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
All right, yes, with those wise words, I'll take us away. Yes, good night, Stuckham. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I know it's late for you also. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna raid out into Creevy, who is doing episode 4 of Life is Strange. So if any of you don't want spoilers for that, I guess I appreciate you being here anyway. If you are not subscribed, you can go ahead and pop this raid message. If you are subscribed, you can go ahead and pop this raid message. Oh, did I do? No. I'm sorry. This first one is off. It needs to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me just a sec. It's. Oh, here we go. This is the one. If you're not subscribed, this is the one. If you are subscribed, there we go. So it's roll for initiative with the soccer balls, or roll for initiative with the lurks here. Yeah. This was exciting. This was fun. I had a good time. GG's.
GG's,
Yeah.
everyone.
I hope you all have a good
Glad
night.
you guys had fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say goodbyes to everyone and take us away.
Yeah.
All right, gang. I hope you have a good night, a good afternoon, a good morning, wherever you are, whether you're listening live or from the future, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye.